Hey, hello florists and flower lovers. Welcome to the Boerma Instituut. We are here today, Gregor and I, at the International Master Florist Education, which is going on in the room behind us. It's a 20-day lesson program that teaches you how to go really in depth in your art skills. It teaches you a lot about technique, it teaches you about color, about contrasts, and a lot of different design styles, I would say. Botany, yes, very important. So, yeah, we are here. Sketching, yes.
Planning.
We have a whole day about sketching.
And they were, the last ones, they were very good with sketching, so I was really impressed. But
no, I think
you are the pacemaker now.
No, I think you said so. You said it was the best sketching class that you've seen, right?
Group ever. So I can say it, and I don't blush about it.
No, it's been a lot of fun. We've had now, this is the 5th day of part 2, so it's 2 times 10 days. So 10 days was in November, and now we have 10 days yet again. Next week they will have exams, so everyone is very much preparing for that in their mind and planning their designs. And we would like to show you some works. Gregor made, of course, many works. So we will take maybe 3 out of those and maybe talk a little bit about them. And after that, we will have some of the students coming from the other room and show some of their works that they have made in the last couple of days. So, yeah, how do you feel about that, Gregor?
Yeah, I feel very good about the amount of different themes and subjects we have. I think we should really mention that the people are not just coming out of nowhere to this education, they are pre-educated. Some people, they already did a florist education, or actually the most. And then our people, they were experienced over years, and maybe also some in horticulture.
For sure.
I say the green professions in the back, and then coming here to work on a peak in education.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, no, you're...
So I don't consider myself as a peak, but what they are doing
it's a continuation.
Should be the highest point of a continuation. And we never quit learning.
True.
But I think this is very much of a moment where you become exempt as well. And that is something what is in these 2 weeks a very important finish. And now people are already getting the little pity pat, the hard pity pat about the exam, but I think it will be all right.
Very true. Yeah, so we have this as the level 3, so it's the highest level that we offer here at the Boerma Instituut. So some of the students, they come from here, they have done the level 1, the professional Dutch floral design course. And then after that, they've done the level 2, the advanced Dutch floral design course. And then this is really the crown on their education. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Yes.
So not they come out of the blue and then we are masters now. So they were going away already.
Yes.
You know.
Yes, and some have done similar educations in other places. So we have people from Taiwan, we have people from the US, and they've all sent in their portfolio, which we've looked into in depth to see if they were ready to join in the master, and they have all.
We have about 10 countries, huh? Or 8 or 9 or 10 countries. So I don't want to mention them all. That is not my job.
No,
but
we'll see some of them.
We are happy that we have a mutual language where we can communicate, and so there is a little nice folkloric in between. Then there comes a little Dutch and a little whatever and a little Japanese. So but there is a good platform of communication. So we are not just indicating with our fingers here and say more this or this or this. So we really have a good communication platform. So people who would not have any opportunity to communicate, it would be difficult.
Yes.
I think the quality of education would be difficult.
You're right, yeah. Yeah, the leading language is really English. So people that come over here to study, they would really need to at least have a base understanding of English. Though, sometimes if you come with a friend or with a partner to study, then there could be some translation happening amongst each other, but really we only do the teaching in English. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, how about we talk a little bit about the first design you've made over here? Maybe I'll put it a little bit to the front so that the people can see it better.
Be careful.
Yes, I will be very careful.
It's heavy.
Yes.
It made it all the way from Germany, the vase. with the structure we
It's beautiful.
already prepared at home. But I should really say that was yesterday's subject. It was the relationship of contrasts. It means this design, it was, well, I would say 80% curvy. Everything, if you see it from the back also, but don't turn it now, it's too much trouble. But everything is turning and is bent, not bent, curved.
Yes.
It's curved. And then it has only a little part which is straight. And the little brother of this vase was standing here, and it was straight parallel, straight from up, down, like this, up, down, white flowers, natural structure. That was the similarity, but only the handling of the curvy material and the straight material made really the difference. And so people learned to work yesterday with the machinery of creating emotions in work. That sounds a little crazy, but it is like a motor in us, which you cannot say, okay, I want to do a little tender. Yeah, how do you do tender? Yes, yes, maybe some sweet roses or what. No, the movement of something tender. Something like this is aggressive, but the movement like a little like this is actually then more tender. And so all these kind of opposites, here the tender, here the hard, here the soft. One lady, she took very soft wools and then very hard stones and brought the flowers in between, but the one was more than the other. So you really felt there's a contrast.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was yesterday.
Yes, for sure. And that brought a lot of, the contrast brings the tension, which is what makes it really interesting to look at. So that was one of the works. Then
I found it very important. Be careful.
Yes.
Oh.
Very careful.
Yeah,
With
no,
this
not
lovely
with the
vase.
flowers. I thought about your wonderful
Yes.
interior, because all this beautiful stuff here.
It is.
So you have one more?
Yes, we have
Oh my
two
God,
more.
this
We have
one.
this lovely one, which was also a subject of the contrast day.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of be hiding you maybe a little bit. Let's see, can we go all
Oh,
the way
that's
up?
okay. I'm happy.
There we go.
Yeah. So.
So how about that?
Yeah, let's be very serious about the yesterday instructions, and we had also discussions, so that some people had their doubts, and then then convincing. Look, this one is radial. That is now a line order contrast, and this is overlapping in itself. So this part and this part, they are contrasting in each other. So the radial is very transparent because of these are just this overlapped wires, but the flowers are more present. So this is stronger and this is weaker. So we were also yesterday balancing very much between a stronger expression, a weaker expression.
Yep.
You know, like in between colors, which is very emotional. So one color is leading, is dominant, and another color is just dominated, but still there. So that was yesterday's subject.
Yes, thank you very much. Then,
You have more?
careful, just the one, just
Yeah,
the
but
one.
the room is actually full of that stuff.
Yes,
you
there
know,
are so many designs here all across the room,
Yeah.
which some people might see at some point on our Instagram or on your Instagram. Yes, please.
Don't take that high one.
Yes, but we thought about moving this one on the side, and then we're putting the pillar over there.
Gabi, kannst du eben helfen? Das ist so schwer. Guck, nein, das bricht auseinander. Ich bin am Angst.
Entschuldigung.
Mein Gott, ja. Okay.
We're moving this a little bit on the side.
And you need that? Oh ja, goed dat je het zegt, hè?
Yeah. Yeah, and then we'll move this a little bit here.
Man,
Yes.
wat ben je sterk, zeg.
Boermevrouwen, hè?
My mother says
Yes.
Boerma women,
Ja, ja.
they're strong.
Ja.
Thank you, Angelica.
Is that
Thank you.
ivy still there? Yeah. Okay. Now
So
today
can you see that?
we had a vegetative day, and can you introduce this with a few words?
Yes, for sure.
What you saw in it?
Yes, so I really loved the Vegetative Day. It's really about getting inspired by nature, looking at what grows next to each other, how does it grow naturally. So I find that very inspiring because you bring all those elements into everyday designing and make things look more natural and give it a great feel. But also you would have something maybe which can grow in this area, or maybe you look at tropicals and then you go a totally different way.
One design, it was more tropical. It was mainly South African material. You know, there was the Strelitzia, and then some. The lotus also grows there. It is from India, but the climate, tropical India and tropical South Africa, that is that the plants actually could, if they would grow together, would survive both of them. You know, or all of them. So that's what we did with the orange one, which was tropical. And we have a colleague here from South Africa, and she studies here at Boerma. And she is also a very good botanist, and she says, okay, this is now from here and here and there. So this is our subject. Because of our botany exam, substance also should be
is also important.
An important thing.
Just like a chef needs to know all the spices to create a nice, lovely dish, we will need to know a lot of the flowers.
Yes.
And this design style is really close to my heart because when we do Dutch garden style, it's very much a decorative style, but we take little elements from nature. So seeing you work and how you place all your flowers according to the golden rule and things like that, it really is inspiring for me.
And nothing is cut it short.
No.
What doesn't grow short.
True.
So if you would have a succulent like Echeveria in a more arid combination, that can be short. Or you have a pansy, that can be short. But if you have a flower like a rose or like a carnation, you would cut it short and say, I need this at the base here, forget it. Today, we would smash a little your hands, you know, and would say, don't do it, you know.
Yes, for sure. Hey, so thank you very much, Gregor. I think for next...
We should show the people here.
Yes, we're going to show the people now. Yeah, you're very right. So Trisha was so nice to volunteer to show her work. So we're going to move this here out of the way a little bit. And so...
Can I go?
Yes, no, please.
Yeah, I should go.
I think you have some work that you were still preparing on, so thank you very much for your time, Gregor.
Yes.
I appreciate it. Yep. Yes, the microphone, yes. So my mother is, in the meantime, she is transplanting the microphone from Gregor to Trisha. So in the meantime, Angelica, do we have some questions maybe from the chat? Are there people in there?
Well,
are there people watching?
There are people watching. Not any questions yet, but we have Roxanne Ruud saying hello from Michigan, USA.
Hi, welcome. Thank you very much for joining in from all the way from Michigan.
And of course we have Taiwan giving thumbs up and saying looking forward to seeing this special edition, the 60th live stream.
Oh
amazing achievement.
Is it?
Hide my
I didn't even realize that. Sinsen made the live stream, set it up this time, so that's cool. Wow, that is special. So in Taiwan, that's of course is Wen Yu from the Boerma Instituut in Taiwan, and there are some teachers of the Boerma Instituut Taiwan joining into the class, so we might still see some of them today. So yes, I think Trisha is all ready to go. So thank you very much, Trisha, for coming with us.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes. Welcome also to you.
Thank you.
You have a really lovely bouquet here. Maybe actually we don't even need this. We can show it a little bit closer.
Hold it, yeah.
So maybe we move a little bit closer to the camera so that
Okay.
they can see us a little bit more. Yeah. Lovely. Yeah, so absolutely beautiful
There we go.
bouquet you made here.
Thank you.
So this was made yesterday during the contrast day, right?
Yes.
Which was all about the contrast.
Yes.
So could you tell a little bit about the lovely elements that you have in this bouquet? Perhaps?
Sure. Well, first of all, my contrast was textural.
Yes.
So I chose rough versus the rough of this foliage, which I don't remember the name of, against the softness of the wool.
Yes.
And to also highlight some plants that are rough and soft. I have the Haworthia here, which is rough and spiky.
Yes, it's really
against the Scabiosa or the Dianthus, which are soft.
Yes.
The Astilbe might look a little spiky as well. So there are some plants that look a little texturally harder or more rough than other plants.
No,
and that
yes.
was the idea as well.
Very cool.
And I mean, aren't these tulips gorgeous?
They're amazing, right?
And they were, yesterday they were just like singing.
Yeah.
So, and this, for the treatment of the inside here, I made a snake. I bound all of the, it's a loose foliage. It's think it's a conifer, perhaps. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
totally
this
could be.
reddish brown, so I bound it into a
Oh
snake.
yes, I remember, because I totally don't recognize what it originally looked like. But yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. It's that dried, dyed, no, not dyed as in it's dead.
But it's like a reddish brown.
Yeah, it
it's,
is.
It's a
It's
dead
it's a type of conifer. You're right.
and it's really rough, and it sheds. And so I bound it
Into the snake.
into
yeah.
a snake,
Cool.
and then I looped it into here to make it more decorative because
Lovely.
it's a bouquet.
Lovely. And you have some really lovely color palette
Thank
going on
you.
with your soft pinks with a little bit of salmon, and then contrasting the salmon with some very soft blues. So very
Yes,
nice.
yes, and of course the Arrangium vulgare.
Yes.
Is that how you say
Yeah.
vulgare?
Vulgar. Yeah.
vulgare,
Vulgaris or. Yeah.
Is also spiky.
Yeah.
Ouch, that hurt.
Yes. So
So-
I was like all the way jumping into your bouquet, but I
You're
didn't really
fine.
properly introduce you. So Trisha won. You're all the way
Yes.
coming here from the US. And
Yes.
Gregor and I were talking a little bit about that, how people here, this is not people's first education. You've already been educated a lot.
Yes.
So how has your journey been for you? How was that?
My journey just in floral in general, or I mean, it's wonderful. I've been a florist for about 10 years. I'm from Austin, Texas area. And a few years ago, I started pursuing more certifications, and I have my American Institute of Floral Design
AFD, yeah.
certification. I'm a member of Texas State Floral Association.
Wow, yeah.
A couple years ago, I also pursued European Master's certification with Tomas de Bruin and Christy Lopez.
Nice.
And so I just really believe in education. And when I heard about Gregor being here
Yeah.
with you guys at Boerma, it was just such a great opportunity. And I really wanted to add his teaching to my arsenal,
Yes.
we'll say.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's one thing to see him on
Shows or
on shows or in person, and it's another thing, or in his books, to have his books. I have all of his books.
Yeah.
But
And some
when
of them
you
are sold out, and and you have
Yes,
some limited edition
exactly,
ones.
yes,
Yeah, very
and
cool.
you spend lots of money for them.
Yeah.
It's true.
When there's some scalpers
true.
out there online. Yeah.
But to actually come here and to have 20 days
Yeah, it's
in
quite
a
a long
small
time,
class
right?
setting to be with him, it's really, it's
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
when
it's
I
such a
did it as
blessing.
well, it felt so nice. Yeah, so yeah, thank you for that. And it's really interesting to hear the story of where you came from. And you're right, it's like floristry and any type of art form. It's like a never-ending educational situation,
Yes.
right? You can always learn more, have little master classes here and there. So yeah, so if people would like to follow you and your work, where could they do that? What would be the best way? Would it be your Instagram or your
well, Instagram or Facebook. The name of my company is Romantic Florals.
Yes.
And then you can also follow me personally, Trisha Wan, AIFDEMC.
Perfect.
But that's more of my everything, I think.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So really for your work, they would go to Romantic Florals, and then to follow your life, they would go to your personal account.
But I
guess.
do show work on my personal life too, because I think it's all interchangeable. It's all together.
Fair enough. Yeah, it is.
Right?
Yeah. It's all
So-
part of it.
And if anybody knows how hard it is to post to social media, a lot of times,
Yes.
you have to post to all three.
You have to keep it up. You always have to keep it
Yeah.
up. Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Thank
it's really nice
you.
showing it, and maybe they can see it
Hope
in
you
your
enjoy.
Instagram as well if they want to have a closer look. And I think you can definitely see how it looks.
Whoops.
Oh yeah, we need to.
There we go.
Yes, there we go. Yeah, lovely. Well, thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Trisha.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, yes. Well, there we are again.
Well, in the
Okay.
meantime, when the microphone is being switched,
Yes.
we have Yu Shan Deng in the chat giving 3 heart emojis.
Oh, thank you.
We have Frida Kalim saying
Frida.
hello from Pakistan, Frida here. And we have Taiwan translating
Yes.
for me. Thank you so much.
nice.
Because someone wrote something in Taiwanese. And it says, good evening, teachers. Really looking forward to Jacqueline and Mike's course in Taiwan next month.
Oh yes, that's true. We're going to Taiwan next month already. Time is flying by, right? But yeah, we're really looking forward to that too. Thank you very much. Hey, so nice. Hey Marianne, thank
Hi.
you for also joining in on the live stream.
Hi, Mike.
Yes,
Hi.
you've made a wonderful creation. Yes, So you are from Holland. You didn't have to travel very far, but
No.
but it is very nice to have you here. Thank you
Yeah,
very
I live
much.
in the northern part of the Netherlands,
Yeah.
so it's not that far.
No, true.
No.
True. So you made this lovely arrangement during the plant design day, right?
Yeah.
Which was 2 days ago.
Yeah, we had a plant design day, started with
Yeah.
some explanation, what is plant design and
Yeah.
how should it work. And it was my first time to be actually into plant design.
Ah, yes. Well, it's an amazing design.
And
It's definitely for a first try, I would say.
And I felt like a kind of a challenge how
Yeah.
to do this.
Mhm.
And I started to build, let's say, the tree thing.
Yes.
And that's what, it's kind of a branch.
Yeah.
And I connected with another branch to make it stable.
Nice.
And then it started to search for plants.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to make a kind of epiphyte environment.
Yes. Yeah. And you very much succeeded. You're right. And the stability is super important, and it stands like a house. So that's really good.
Yeah, and I made this extra
Extra
wire,
foot. Yeah.
extra foot.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
because I like to go a little bit outside of the arrangement.
Yes, yeah.
We call it positive space.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And yeah, then I could place with a little ball moss
Mhm.
these two nice plants.
Yeah. For
Because
sure.
they give a lot of contrast in this arrangement, I think.
Yeah,
This
but
is
I
very
agree.
sweet, this
Mhm.
orchids, and this one is more
More rough or
rough
tough. I
or
don't know. Yeah.
tough, yeah.
Stoer, we would say. I
stoer,
guess. Right?
yeah. So that's the reason why I put it a little bit there.
Yeah, very nice. And Marianne, could you maybe tell a little bit about yourself? Like, have you done educations before this, and how was your journey to come here?
I started.
Oh,
Sorry. I started in 2019.
Mhm.
So I started in Zwolle at Groeipunt.
Yeah.
And there I followed a 3 years course. First the starting,
Yeah.
let's say, and
Yeah.
afterwards it became more and more difficult. And every year
Yeah.
we took an exam.
Cool.
And I think the thing we are now doing
Yeah.
is the level we cannot do in Zwolle, for instance.
No, it takes a while to go there, and of course, having Gregor doing it, it's really something special. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
say. Too.
And I love to do that.
Yeah,
I love
nice.
to develop myself in
Yeah.
in this field
Super
because I'm
important.
not working in this field.
Mm.
And well, I like to combine it maybe in the future.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah, nice.
because I have more a technical job, not
Mhm.
having so much to do with plants.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
but for some reason, the plants, it's like second nature,
Yeah.
coming like second nature
I
to
love
you.
them.
So.
Yeah,
very
I love
nice.
them.
So, and if people would like to follow you around on social media, would you like that?
Yeah.
Where would that be? Would
Yeah,
that be
Marianne
at,
Kamer at
Instagram?
Instagram. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Well.
So it's not that easy. Oh, but not that
Not
difficult.
that difficult. No, yeah. And
it's
we'll.
easy.
And so we have just lost the camera, but that is probably because the battery died. But Sinsin is changing it. They can still hear us, so it's
Oh,
not
okay.
like we're gone forever. But yes, so at the end of this video, in the description, I will put the link to your Instagram so that people can definitely follow you along.
Thanks.
And how have you felt the course was going up until now? Because this is the second part already. How were the first 10 days for you? Was it
I think
interesting?
it's very nice to be in this environment, explained everything by Gregor.
Yeah.
He is a very well experienced person to teach people. And yeah, I love doing this structurized.
Ah, yes.
So
the
it's
step
very
by step.
step by
Mhm.
step. One day we have topic like
Yeah.
plant design, another
Yeah.
day we have vegetative designs and vegetative
True.
arrangements. So I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's very encapsulated every day. And we did, in this second part, we have some of the parts coming back, which are important for the exam, like the form linear. We had a part 2 specifically so that people can really focus in on their exam.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, how are you feeling about that? It's coming up.
Well,
Soon. Yes, next week.
well, I think the tension is coming up a little bit.
Yeah.
In my head is like going this or that way.
Mm.
We have to make choices, of course,
Yeah.
first, and decide which kind of material we want to use because
Yeah.
it has to be ordered also.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, we'll
And,
have like a day that we go to the auction. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it,
Yeah.
but on the other hand, I'm a little bit like
Yeah, a little bit
oh,
nervous, but
little
good
bit
nervous.
Yeah, I think
that's
it's
good.
necessary to have
Yeah,
that
true.
that pressure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that means you want to perform.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
True.
And yeah, on the other hand, I think we are all in the same situation.
Yes,
eh?
very true.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
We can
so
learn from each other and we can ask each other. So there are much
True.
more experienced people
yeah,
here.
there's people from some people have done this 27 years
Yeah.
and they want to learn. There's even people that have only done it 3 years, but they did follow the level 1 and the level 2,
Yeah.
and they're
As I
growing
did.
very quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly, yeah, exactly. So, and it's really cool to see all that mixture and
Yeah.
that still everyone is learning and everyone's learning from each other.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
you're
the
right.
nice environment, I think.
Yeah,
I feel
true.
that very much here.
Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
very comfortable. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's nice, everyone's passionate.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so it's good.
Super.
Hey, thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Yes, it was really lovely to see your work, and we'll probably be showing it online as well. And if you, of course, you're sharing it on your Instagram, people could follow that along on your
Yeah,
Instagram. So
Thanks so much.
nice, thank you
I will
very much.
take it.
Is that all right?
Yeah,
Is
I
it
will
working?
take it. Yeah,
Perfect.
thank you.
Voordat je weggaat, vergeet de microfoon niet.
Oh yeah. So, in the meantime, I'll grab a little bit of water. Sorry about that. Otherwise, I get a dry throat. Oh yeah. So one of the lovely things about this is we've had some amazing materials from Margin Par, like these absolutely gorgeous ranunculus, and there's these lovely white clematis in there, which you can follow along on Instagram. When we post them, you can see them. And then we were also very lucky to have these beautiful roses from Decofresh that we were allowed to use. So you can see these lovely garden roses with the pink outside and then a little bit of a peachy inside. You can check it out also on my Instagram. I'm showing all of the specific rose varieties that we'll use during this course. So if you're interested in that, you can check out my Instagram, Mike Boerma Floral Design, on Instagram basically. Angelica.
Yeah, so we have a few people in the chat saying something nice.
Okay,
We have
hi.
Lynn Charlotte waving.
Hey.
And we have Irene Huang saying, thank you for all the inspiring journey and work. Hopefully one day I can come to Boerma soon.
Thank you very much. Glad to hear that you've seen some nice inspiring things. And you are always welcome to come over here for a short while or just to visit, you know. So thank you very much. Yeah. So next up we have Harianto, fresh off the plane. This morning there were some issues with the visa, but as you can see, he is already hard at work and has made a lovely arrangement which he made just today, which is on the Vegetative Day.
Yes.
So Harianto, you come here all the way from Singapore.
Yes.
Yeah, and you're an amazing florist who has done demonstration at the AIFD Symposium, and I've seen you there, and a lot of other lovely places.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how was it? How was your journey here? Was it all right?
I think this is very interesting, and I think it's very good for all the floral people actually to learn here, and actually we got deepen our knowledge,
Yeah.
and not only we got it, but we share our knowledge also.
True.
Right?
Yes.
And
Everyone
I
is
think
really
so many
communicating.
things that we learn and so many things that we share. I think that's a very good experience. I think it's priceless.
Well, that's
Yeah.
really lovely to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I do think it's really nice to see everyone communicate and having the back and
Absolutely.
forth. You showing your work, someone else shows their work, and then we have a little feedback moment at the end of the day, and everyone's work gets discussed, and we can see, oh, you know, this balance is like this. Maybe it could be a bit more like that, or this is really great, and it's really nice to see that and to have the
Yeah.
confirmation of that.
Yes, I think also like when we learn something, we thought that this is good for us, but actually what the public eyes, what other designers see it, I think that's very important. too.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. You get all these opinions. So today is the Vegetative Day. Could you maybe tell a little bit about this work that you've made? It's really
So
nice.
actually what I created that is something a little bit airy, so it's actually it's very a bit half transparent, semi-transparent. That shows like wind blowing. So
Yes.
it's just like you can see the grass is a little bit slanting to the other side, and all the flowers also going to a little bit one direction.
Yes.
So and you see that this is moving from a little bit volume going to its transparency. Totally. Yeah.
Exactly. Lovely. Yeah. Nice. And the balance, the proportion. How would you talk a little bit? Could you say a little bit about the
Yeah,
proportion?
I think there's we have here that actually because by colors
Yes.
this actually is more predominant. But
Yes.
of course, when you see in the overall totality that there's actually you still have connection, even though there's a little bit like green here and there. Yeah, so it's I think about balancing that. I still think that this is more to the focus, and this is a little bit to the just a little bit for companion, just as accompaniment for the flower arrangement.
Yes, nice. Yeah.
So we use this as jasmine fine here to tie up a little bit the colors of the agapanthus, going to a little bit to this proportion, to this look,
Nice. So so we've had now already, well, in part 1 we had 10 days, right?
Yes.
Is there like a moment during the course that you thought, oh, this was really the day that I took so much from this day? Is there a specific day you can remember?
I think that for me, always come back to displacement, because that is a bit uncommon for we are in Asia, especially to do that displacement. It's a little bit more the art in articulation in the design. I think that's very challenging for me, but I think that's I learned a lot from that basically that we can do something beyond that we normally in our comfortable level or confidence level what normally we did.
True. The displacement is a style in which the asymmetry is so important, and you're really pushing the asymmetry to the max.
Absolutely. Which I do agree.
Which creates such an interesting design style. So, Harianto, many people probably know you that are looking, but if people don't know you yet, where would they be able to find you online? What would be the best way to follow you along?
I have my own website, that's www.harijantostiawan.com. That is my official website.
That's the best place.
The best place to find me, and I think, of course, like sometimes we are bonding in the floral industry or florist thing that people can always be like question and answer, but I think that's when always people ask like, why are you going to Holland this time and going in again? I think that I have to really share that this is a good place to have this International Master Florist program. Basically, not we want to be a masters, but I think at the end of the day, right, we want to learn personally that how we can take from here to be a better floral designer.
Yes, it's like you say, it's about getting the skills and the information. It's not so much about the title per se. It's really about what do you bring home. I agree.
And I think that's good in the community. We know each other as a friend, and we can share more things in the design.
True. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you for showing your work and talking about it. So at the end, we will be putting Harianto's website on there and some other links in the description so they can easily find you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
yes, good luck
and,
with the rest of the day.
Please join IMF if you think that this all our presentation that this can bring you something to be a better level.
Yes, thank you very much. Yes, everyone is very welcome to do so, and you can find it on the website. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Harianto. Yes, so that's true. So like Harianto says, you can join this course if you would like. We are starting again next year in November. If you feel like you really want to deepen your floristic knowledge, like we talked about that earlier. If you have done previous education, like a fundamentals of floristry course and an advanced floristry course, then this can be the next step for you. Or maybe you have been working in floristry for a long time and you just want to deepen your knowledge, then that would also be perfect. So, Angelica, I see that you have the magic stick.
Yes. We have Cecilia Xiang saying hello from Taiwan.
Hey, thank you very much for joining in.
And we have Salma Farouk saying hi from Pakistan.
Oh, wow. Hi, Salma. Thank you very much for joining in as well. If anyone has any questions at any time about anything that's very broad, please feel free to do so. So about one of the designs maybe, or about the course, or about the school, or just any personal questions, please feel free to do so. So next up, we have another person from the Netherlands, and it's Pauline Arkestein. And she is going to show you one of her works from yesterday, I believe, right?
Yes,
it was the contrast day. So, Pauline, you are a freelance florist, and you do work for all sorts of things. Could you maybe tell a little bit about yourself?
Yes. So I'm a florist. I work for different hotels, restaurants. I do a lot of workshops.
Yes.
I do a lot of things. Everything's with flowers, sometimes with plants, and yeah, I like mostly the flowers.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Thank you. Yeah, so the work you've made here, you have a lovely woolen disc. Could you tell a little bit about what's the contrast in your work?
Yeah, the contrast, I want to be soft and hard pieces, but also this is empty spaces and this is a little bit full. So yeah, I was looking for the difference, and also with natural and unnatural.
Yeah. Yes, yeah, so you have a couple of very strong contrasts in there. And I like how you have this round shape and you're accentuating the shape with these movements.
Yes.
And then, like you said, the contrasting is in the soft texture and then the rough texture, and the compact and the empty. So how did you find yesterday? Was it easy for you, or was it quite hard to find these contrasts in your work?
Yeah, it was difficult because you have to think about it, what you're going to make and how you're going to make it, and how you place it, and how, it was difficult, but if you do it, then I like it. Yeah.
And normally when you start a design, is that the first thing you think about contrast, or was that like something because we have done yesterday, maybe you will implement it more in the future?
No, I did it for the first time thinking to making something like this.
Yeah.
But in the future I'm gonna think more about it.
Right, yeah, I think one of the cool things is that there's so many places to start a design from, like all the inspiration you can have. Is there maybe from the course, we are now in day 15, right? So is there which one of the days was like, something really nice happened for you, like something clicked, or which was the most memorable day for you, do you think?
Yeah, the displacement.
Yeah?
Yeah, because you make something normally on a vase or on the base, and now we make something, is here the base and there are the flowers. Sure. Or it's a whole different work what you make.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's really stretching your way of thinking. You're right. Yeah, normally you really don't do that. Of course, you make asymmetry in your designs, but not like that far out.
No,
right?
no. Yeah. So this was really fun.
Yeah, thank you. So if people would like to follow your work, what would be the best place to do so? Maybe on Instagram, or is it a Facebook, or do you have a website? Or
yeah, I do a lot of Instagram, Facebook. It's called Pien Flowers, and I also got a website, www.pienflowers.nl. Yeah, www.
Pien Flowers. So that would be PIEN and then flowers.
Flowers.
Yeah. And we'll also put the link of that then maybe in the description later on.
Yes.
Yeah, so that they can easily find you.
So there you can find me.
Yeah. Nice. So, well, thank you very much for talking about your work and telling a little bit about yourself. Really appreciate it. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So I would say good luck with the next assignment, which is happening now, the vegetative design. Is it going well for you?
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm very curious to see what's going to happen.
Okay.
So thank you very much.
So in the meantime, Mike,
yes,
maybe you can answer the question from Taiwan.
Oh, great. Yeah.
The next IMF will start from this November.
Correct. Yeah. It's this November already. The year is really flying by. The exact date is on the website. I don't know it from the top of my head. I should know it from the top of my head. Maybe Angelica can look it up in the meantime. But yes, it is starting again. The date for November is set in stone. The date for part 2 is not set in stone just yet. But we are gonna get on that soon, and we'll be settling that date so that you will know what time you have to book off from work, or which times you should not take any jobs. So the first part is 10 days starting in November, and then the second part will be somewhere March, most likely, or February, maybe end of February. And that includes the exam. So we have an exam day, and then we have a preparation day for the exam. So that's included in the 20 days. Yeah. So whenever you are getting there, then it will be fine. But we have the next person in line waiting already, and that's Gregor Lersch. Gregor is one of the teachers here, actually, one of the freelance teachers here at the Boerma Instituut. And you've already seen him maybe on the live stream recently. And he has a lovely work, also from yesterday, am I right?
Yeah, this one is from yesterday.
Yes. So, if you would like maybe to talk a little bit, well, maybe you, I don't know, maybe during the live stream you already did so, but you have a background in the botanical garden, and could you maybe tell a little bit about the background of yourself before we get into your work?
I do have a background in the botanical garden,
Yes.
and before that, but I did it for 24 years.
Yes.
Before that, my father had a nursery, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, and so on.
Yes.
So I...
So you're fifth generation also, or fourth?
No, from 1640. It's
Oh, wow.
from father to son.
Oh my
so
God,
I
that's cool.
probably told it before, but
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a little bit genetically manipulated.
Yes.
I had no choice, but I'm really happy with what I'm doing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's really been instilled like for generations upon generations. Nice. And I do remember you also did the Dutch Master Florist Education, right? Am I correct or am I mistaken now?
No, I did it.
Right,
That was, I
yes.
think 10 years ago.
Yes,
9 years
exactly.
ago.
Yeah, yeah. And then
But
it's totally different. Yeah.
it's totally different. And
Yeah.
shortly after the master course,
Yeah.
we went here from Boerma to Bad Neuenaar, and I
Yes.
spent there 3 days with Christmas.
Oh yes.
And
yeah,
I always said to
I've seen
myself,
pictures.
if Gregor, if I can meet him again, I would love to do that. And,
Yeah.
but I had to wait for almost
Yeah.
11 years. But
But now we're here.
yes,
Really good, thank you. So and yesterday the theme was contrast, right? Maybe could you tell a little bit about the contrasts in your design that we have here?
yeah. The choice I've made is dry materials and fresh materials, and I've really put them together.
Nice.
There are 2 iron bars in there in the piece of wood. I try to keep it very small,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's compact, but it is high. So you have a nice proportion from here, stretched out all the way up. Maybe it even isn't in the frame completely, but I'll just carefully, like this very nice finishing in a point.
yes,
And then you've been working with tubes, and then you have like a very nice color of the bluish purple.
I thought it would fit well with the dark brown pots.
Yes, yeah, it's a nice contrast there, because I feel like brown is sort of this, how do you call it? It's like orange, but then all the saturation is taken out,
Yeah,
right? So
yes,
that's
yes.
it is a nice complementary color in that way. So
Yes.
very lovely. So of this, well, we're in day 15. Of these 15 days, was there a day that you felt like was the most inspirational to you, or that you really got the most out of?
Like with Pauline, the displacement
Yeah.
part was a very was a real eye opener for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
And what we did yesterday, the relationship of contrast. To get a good harmony, you
Yeah.
also need a contrast, and maybe this is very strong, but to me it feels as harmonious. you'd
No,
say.
it is, yes.
And
The balance in between is very harmonious, yeah.
and it is always important that you get new input from other people.
Yeah,
And we have a wonderful group from
Yeah, I
all
think
over the
so.
world, and I learn a lot.
yeah, it's really so many totally different people in their design styles and in where they're coming from. Yeah, it's really nice to, nice mixture of the class.
Yeah.
So also for you, Gerald, where people would be able to follow you on Facebook or Instagram, what would be the best way to do so?
Every now and then I post something on Facebook
Yeah.
and on Instagram, but yeah, you can find me here at Boerma sometimes.
True, yes.
And my address is on Facebook and Instagram and my phone number, so if you want to
It's
contact
very
me.
easy.
I do not have a real big website with all my work.
No.
No.
But occasionally you do post something. Yes, and if you want to see some more of Gerald's work, you actually can just look in our video history, and you can just type in Gerald, and he will pop up with 2 of the live streams.
Yes.
Yes, they still have to be edited, I think. At some point that will happen. But yeah, well,
Okay.
so thank you very much. Yeah, it was nice to see the work and talk about it.
I enjoyed making it, yes. It was
Yeah,
fun.
you could totally tell yesterday, yeah, that you were in the zone. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really love also all the movement that's going on there. It's like twisting and turning into each other. Very nice. Yeah.
I
Thank
take
you
it
very
away.
much. Yes. And then back to the vegetative arrangement, right?
Yes,
Were you
right.
finished already, or is it still a work in progress?
We had quite a challenge. Trisha and me, we made a vegetative bridal bouquet.
Oh, that is a challenge. Well, I'm very curious to see how that goes. Yeah, and the
so I
results.
can quickly bring it, but
Well, maybe if you are finished already, I don't know.
You don't know.
Well, maybe, yeah. You could. Why not? Thank you. So there you have it. That was Gerard's lovely arrangement. I hope you enjoyed seeing that. Angelica, we have some people in the chat. No, people are very quiet. So please do feel free to ask anything you would like, and maybe anything. Oh, actually, while we are here and while you are here, we do have a lot of other videos. We have a lot of live streams in which we are demonstrating different works every time. And if there's anything you would like to see us make in the future, please give us a comment on this video and say, oh, I would like to see you make more bridal work, or maybe I would like to see more Dutch gardens, or maybe some more classical work, maybe some more modern work. So feel free to ask what you would like to see us make in the future. And having said that, we have Rebecca Raymond waiting for us. She's ready to show her lovely design. Yes, so Rebecca came here all the way from the US and is joining in this course. So Rebecca, you are a freelance florist?
Correct.
Yes. And what could you tell us maybe a little bit about what you do in daily life, and how is your experience, and what has your journey been coming up to here, if you would like?
Oh gosh, so I've been in the floral industry for about 28 years, and I live on an island in the Pacific Northwest called Vashon Island, and it is a destination wedding location.
Oh,
so that is how I got into the industry. I was a gardener and grew a lot of roses, and roses make a lot of beautiful flowers, but then they're over, and I learned to pass them on. So that's how I got into the industry.
Cool.
And about 8-10 years ago, I was fascinated with this thing called European floral design, and I really sought out, I searched to find a way to learn this particular skill, and then I was able to get my European Masters, my EMC, and that was an honor, and then I really wanted to continue. I'm doing a lot more education than wedding and event work. I still freelance, but I do a lot more floral education and a lot more sharing of this new knowledge that I have gained, because there's not a lot of opportunities to do that in the States.
No, I hear that quite often. So we are really thinking about starting to do something in the US as well, but that is maybe something for a whole different time.
I'd love to talk about it, because I just think it's really exciting. And it's just an opportunity. I guess if you're learning, you're growing, and we have all this knowledge, and just being here with all the people.
Right, we have such a nice mixture of people.
Oh my gosh, and there's so much talent that's incredible, and everybody learns from everybody else, and that is priceless. I mean, it is the most incredible experience.
True.
We have just immersed ourselves in this advanced education that you guys have offered.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's also what I enjoy about it, because it's like a 20-day course, but now we've already been together for 10 days before, right? And it's like from you wake up, you have breakfast, you start with flowers, we have lunch together, and then all the way until the evening time we are working and doing flowers. And like I said, the mixture of people, so many different people. We've mentioned it before, but we have some people, maybe they've done it for 4 years, but some people like yourself maybe have done it for 28 years or more. And it's really interesting to see everyone's perspective on the work.
Yes, and just being around such a variety of people and different influences from different countries. Everybody has something to bring to the table, to share a different viewpoint. And every single day we're learning not only from Gregor and from you guys, but from our other classmates. And the support is incredible.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's
all these
a safe
different
place
cultures, right?
to try and learn new things, and everybody encourages everyone, and I just think that's really special.
Yeah, thank you very much. So we try to make it as cozy as possible. We have the home cooked lunch, we have the really nice we have the Angelica, we have the Sin, we have my mother.
Everybody is incredible. And I have, over the years, taken a lot of classes. And I will say that this particular facility is top notch.
Well, thank you very much.
Really, you guys go out of your way to make learning as easy as possible, and you go out of your way to find whatever we might need to enhance our creativity. There's nobody ever, it's like, oh, you need something? We'll see if we can get it for you. That just doesn't happen at home.
Fair enough. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That's really
really
kind.
great.
Thank you. So your work that you've made here now, it's from yesterday, right? It's from the contrast day.
The contrast.
Would you like to maybe tell a little bit about something? It's really beautiful. I see you have a nice blue. You have nice colors going on in there, but could you tell a bit about the contrast in there?
Okay, well, this is very much a challenge for me. This is not what I'm accustomed to working with.
No.
So the back, which is very man manipulated, and the contrast is, you know, like manipulated. I don't know if you want me to turn it around.
Oh yeah, no, please go ahead.
The back
yeah,
is
please,
very manipulated, and there's different layers of wool, and it's kind of a it's kind of a seed pod of wool.
Ah, yes.
And then the front is really more my area of, I kind of did this mix of the two where
This lovely
it's
dainty movement.
the botanicals and the herbaceous materials and some
Yes.
woodland looks. So I did really stretch myself to do this design, and sometimes that's the best thing, you know, that you're learning when you feel really uncomfortable and you're like,
Oh, yeah.
it's really uncomfortable. And then when I was done, I went, oh, that was fun.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
I tried something that was really unlike what I'm used to, because the important thing is to be true to the assignment that is given.
Yes. Yeah.
And every day I try to do something that is a challenge, because that's why we're here. But I always just did what I knew I could do,
For
then I
sure.
wouldn't be growing in
For
the way that
sure.
we're supposed to, and this is a safe place for it. So
Yeah, that's really true. You really have to be outside of your comfort zone and trying to stretch, and that really helps you the most. You're right. And I remember when I was doing the course that, you know, there's so many people, and, you know, like you said, so many levels, and it can be kind of intimidating,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
So, but then you kind of just have to not care and just, you know, if I fail, I fail, but then you learn from it. So
Right.
that's really important.
And I drew a sketch for this, which I always, especially if I'm doing something that I'm not familiar with,
Yeah.
I'm going to do a sketch first.
Yeah.
And it ironically turned out to be about like half of the sketch. Like
Yeah.
all the concepts were there, but the clock was ticking, so I had to adapt because it
Yeah.
took me longer the first time I'd ever done it, so it took me longer. And I went, okay, I know I'm not going to get done in
Yeah.
so instead of, that's how it ended up being an open cocoon versus, you know, but sometimes those are lovely blessings.
Yeah.
Because had I done it the way I had sketched it, it would have
Yeah.
looked completely different, and the contrast would not have been extreme.
Yeah.
So that's where, you know, you might get insecure and go, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, and you have to make those decisions on the spot, because you're right. There's quite some time, but you know, you can take all the time that you want, right?
Right,
So then you
right.
do have to make decisions and changes on the spot, which
Yeah.
is what we have to do as florists every day.
It's what we do all the time.
have to
We have to
improvise.
adapt
Yeah.
and improvise.
Yeah.
And then, you know, necessity is the mother of invention, because it allowed me to do something that I'd never done before in a different way. So
True.
that was fun.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, you're right. So yesterday it was challenging, but it was challenging in a nice way. Right.
Yes, and you know, it's funny because Gregor would say, you know, how do you feel about your piece? And I said, you know, I loved the learning experience.
Yeah.
It took me a while to be comfortable with what I made, but after I stepped back and looked at it, I went, oh, I really like that. That
Yeah,
was fun,
that's
because
good.
I enjoyed, you know, it's kind of like the first time you get on a fast, like, carnival ride.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's scary, and you think, I can't do this, it's awful, I'm frightened, and then you get done and go, well, that was a rush, let's do it again.
Exactly, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
it's
That's
very
a good
much
way
like
to
that.
describe it.
Yeah.
That's a good way to describe it. So, out of these 15 days that we've done already, which one would you say has a good memory for you that's like, I learned so much on this particular day? I mean, there's a lot to
Okay.
choose from, which
That's
is difficult.
an interesting
Yeah.
question, and it's at first I was going to say it's hard, but it's actually very easy.
Okay.
It was my hardest day.
Okay.
Of the 15 days, there was a day, and it was it was after the last group of 10 days, right? Like, so
Yes.
it was the first Friday,
Yeah.
and we're getting so much new energy and
Yeah.
information and knowledge and downloading, and we're tired, and I'm trying to create a thing.
Yeah.
And I had the sketch, and I was all going for it. I believe it was the first time I had ever done a displacement.
It's the displacement.
And so the
yes.
whole concept was new for me,
Yeah.
and I was excited about it.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
it was very clear that I was not going to be able to execute it in the way that
That
I
you originally
had planned.
Yeah.
Haha.
yeah. Yes.
I see I've improved.
Yeah, no,
Right?
it's every day a little
so
bit,
I
right?
had this panic attack
Yeah.
because I was being really hard on myself.
Yeah.
And I had to step outside and take a break and
Yeah.
just breathe and then just say, I need to be here for fun.
Yeah, no,
because
that's
the
also
learning
important.
is really important.
Yeah,
But if you're not having fun and
Then
you're
why?
being hard on yourself,
Yeah.
then there is no point in doing
True,
it, because
true.
we're here to grow and to learn, but also we don't need to be beating ourselves
no,
up.
you should enjoy it.
So
yeah.
I
Yeah.
went back in,
That's a
and
big
then
learning
I
moment.
did it, and it was my favorite piece.
Nice.
So I learned so much about not being hard on myself,
Yeah,
and just like accepting that this is the roller coaster.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes the ride is the scary part.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there you coast, and then you build,
Exactly.
you know, like, and it's all a thrill. So
True.
you just have to think of it from a different perspective and not be so personally judgmental.
No, it's very easy to kind of hone in on yourself and be like, oh, this is wrong, that's wrong, this is wrong. But you know, sometimes you just have to get it out and over with, and then, you know, in retrospect, you can look at it, and then the next time you will do better, right?
Well, and the thing is, that's why we're here. This is a safe place to do it wrong.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that we
exactly.
can learn.
Yeah.
And once you get that in your soul, you can just go for it,
Yeah.
and try to learn from that. And I think that's another thing, that this is a safe environment to do that in.
Right?
But it's a head game if
Yes.
you're not accustomed to that.
No, true.
So to answer directly your question, why that was my biggest learning, because I learned new skills.
Yeah.
I learned about timing.
Yes.
I learned about sketching and adapting and being a little bit nicer to myself.
Yes.
Not
Well,
beating
that's-
myself up.
that's a
Going
lot
back,
of lovely
getting
things.
back in the game and just finish it.
Yeah.
And yeah, at the end it was like, oh, I survived that. And I
Yeah.
did that to myself.
That is awesome, and it's actually a good point that was such a difficult one, right? Because it's so far from your comfort zone. But then that's also why we chose to have displacement part 2, so that we can go back to this subject and become more knowledgeable about this and feel more comfortable, because it is one of the exam subjects. So then that's important. So that's why we.
Yeah,
did
and then that one, I just went for it.
Was easy breezy?
It was not. It
Okay.
was really hard, and
was still
but I
hard,
just
but
did
good.
it even bigger and more, and I just went, okay, well, you just keep doing it. You know,
Yeah.
you don't get to run a marathon by walking just around the block. So
True.
we
True.
have to
Step
keep
by
doing
step.
it.
True.
Yeah.
True. By the way, I saw Angelica with the thing. Were you waving at us for a question from someone in the audience? Is it? Not relevant right now. Okay.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. All right. No, good. All right. So Rebecca, if people would like to follow you along on social media or something like that, what would be the best place to do that?
Well, my Instagram page
Yes.
is at Rebecca Raymond Floral. I have, during COVID, for 2 years, I did a thing called Tuesday at 10,
Okay.
which is every Tuesday I do a live.
Yeah,
Now,
great.
once I started this adventure,
Yeah.
because it was very,
Yeah.
I
Head
gave it my
first.
all.
Yeah.
That I sort of put it on the shelf, and the plan is to pick that up again. But
Okay.
people ask me questions. People ask design questions. I welcome anybody
Oh, that's
who
great.
has a question. A lot of times people will DM me and show me something that they're working on,
Awesome.
and I will, guide them or help them in that way. My Facebook page is Rebecca Raymond Floral as
Yes.
well, and my website is www.RebeccaRaymondFloral.com. So kept it easy.
Yes, thank you very much. It is easy, yeah. So we'll be putting that in the description as well at the end, so that they can find you more
Great.
easily.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Thank you very much. It was really
Thanks.
nice talking about your work.
Well, thank you. It was fun.
Yeah.
Do-
Oh yeah, you can bring it with you,
You
and
want me
then
to take it, or?
yeah, and then good luck with the vegetative design.
Okay, it's done. Thank you.
Oh, it's done already. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm curious to see it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So then my mother will
You were
steal
supposed to
the mic off you. Ah, Angelica. Yeah.
So, Taiwan looked up the
Starting date?
Yes, it
Okay.
is 13 to 24th of November 2023.
Awesome.
And there's
Thanks
a
very
question
much,
from Cecilia Xiang.
Yes.
How to get more information about November's workshop?
Well, so it is on our website boerma.nl/en, but just to be clear, it is it's an intensive training program. It's called the International Master Florist Education. So it's not really a workshop. We would call a one-day class. We would call workshops when they are more like for fun. Then we have master classes when they're more in-depth and hands-on, and they are more related to the profession. And then we have the International Master Florist Education, which is really the top of the highest level of education that we offer. And you can find it on boerma.nl/en, and then probably on the homepage already somewhere there's like a message popping up about it. So thank you very much for the question. Yes. Yes. Hi. So we have Catherine coming in with a lovely arrangement. Nice. Thank you very much. I do feel like you made this now, right? This is your vegetative design.
I just made this,
right?
yes.
Lovely. So Catherine, you're all the way from Canada. Yeah, so
yes.
It took a little bit. We met each other at the AIFD symposium, right? I think behind the scenes at the Las Vegas. Yeah, so it was really cool. And we were talking about education, and you were looking for something to do, I believe.
And I thought you were the camera guy.
Yes,
like
I was a kind of.
Oh, this is very informative.
Yes, we have a lot of different hats
yes.
in this profession. So I do camera stuff, but at that time, no, I was just there to help out and assist, right? So yeah. So could you maybe tell a little bit about your background? Like, did you do some studies and your work? I know you're a florist.
Yes.
So yes.
Yeah, I don't know if I should look at you.
Oh no, you can. We can do both. I also don't know. I always look at the person, but then I remember. Oh wait, I should also look at the camera because people are at home watching.
Hello.
So we'll just do an awkward back and forth and then see what happens.
Yes. So my floral background started at a garden nursery and then as a horticulturalist and conservation. So I'm laughing at this arrangement because the Solidago canadensis is like a weed.
Oh yeah, yeah, fair enough.
The bees like it, so that's okay. But it looks like some squirrels have trampled it there.
Yeah.
To honor the vegetative, the
Feeling,
nature of it and
lovely.
its environment. So now I work for a small business called Brown's the Florist in Victoria on Vancouver Island, and it's been around for a very long time. So there's about 365 years collectively of experience within that company. So
that's awesome.
There's a lot of education there, and so I feel very passionate about carrying that on wherever I go.
Lovely. Yeah, that is very cool. Thank you. And your work, you said like the squirrels have lived in here, so that's lovely. And you do have a lot of nice movement going on with the branches going there, and then the wild flowers going through. Yeah, so you're right, the Solidago in some places might be like a weed.
Welcome to Canada.
Yeah.
This is it.
That is interesting. Yeah, because sometimes in some countries what is a weed is like valued like a jewel in another country, right?
Yeah.
So like with things like orchids, people might be in Asia, they might be like, yeah, this is just growing on
that's
trees.
Me, yes.
And we're like, oh, this is lovely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So this was vegetative. Could you maybe tell a little bit about the design itself and how you found the process of making it?
Yes, so this was difficult for me because it feels like an intuitive process, but then it becomes very counterintuitive because I want to use, line order and different design elements, and then I know that Solidago takes over everything, so it's kind of traveled its way, like it does.
Cool.
And then the Asteraceae family, it usually lives in groups, but it grows quite tall towards the sun.
Yeah.
And so I've tried to create some movement and some interest because there's all of these harmonies happening, and I don't want anyone to fall asleep looking at it, so I tried to kind of bring some faces forward. Yeah,
lovely. Yeah, you do have a lot of nice balancing going on. You have like your pink group over there, and then some red coming back over there, and then some pink coming back over here, so that is lovely.
Some windows in between.
Yeah, it is very nice, a lot of depth. And the line order would be like maybe free line order if I look at it, right? Yeah. Oh, you have a nice branch that's broken here, which gives an interesting movement as well.
Yes.
Yeah, very cool.
Yes, this was definitely a growth learning point. I felt the tension when I was making it.
Right, yeah, the first time it's like, oh yeah, just recreate nature. And then it's like, oh yeah, that sounds easy, but it's not.
Than it is.
It is not, right?
Yes.
And then keeping it interesting instead of just a big mess. Yeah, and you can really see that you've put thought into the placement of the materials. So that's really nice to see.
That's great.
Yeah. So of the course, so we're on day 15. How did you find it? Was there a lot of difficulties, or was it like easier, or like how was your journey through the classes?
It just feels like a lot of growth in every way possible, and this environment is very supportive. So for me, I feel like, oh my goodness, I must be behind, but it's there's just such a gold mine of knowledge here that you can't not just soak it in. So the growth that I've seen in everyone from day one to now is incredible.
It is really cool.
Yeah. So no, I've enjoyed every step of the way, and I'm sad that it's going by so quickly.
Yeah, it's already day 15. We just have 5 days to go, and then 2 days are exam. So yeah, it is quite fast. Yeah. So, in which day is there like a subject that you found like the most inspiring, or that you bring a lot of?
To choose.
Yeah, it is, right?
Yeah. So I hadn't. I mean, displacements in November was very inspiring, and I was happy that we pushed the boundaries of that further, explored asymmetry further. So I think that day. That was right. That was such it's such a different thing than what people usually do. So I totally can understand. Yeah. Yes, and it felt very magical, that arrangement. I don't know if you remember it, but my vase was very small. Yes. Yes. So it's this big arrangement, and then this little, and it kind of felt like a fairyland. Such a big contrast. Yes. Yeah. It is a lot of contrast. Oh, that word contrast. Yes. It's a good word. Yeah, and it's nice to find in everything. That's what I also liked about yesterday. Yes. Like all these starting points you can have of your design. You can use the design schema, which is like, we start, okay, I'm going to make something symmetrical, asymmetrical, or you can think about like, what kind of expression do I like to make? What kind of like feeling do I want to create? Like all these different starting points, and that's really cool with these different subjects we have, and that's what I liked a lot as well when I joined in the course last time. Definitely, it makes you feel more comfortable with the integrity of the work that you're creating, and I think that's a nice way to say it. Yeah, it's valuable to Boerma, and it's valuable to everyone learning here, and I think that when we do things like a relationship of contrast, learning to communicate with ourselves so that we can communicate with our clients, that was very, very valuable. True, yeah. I feel like when we were discussing the works yesterday, it was like, what is the biggest impact this design should have, right? What's the first thing that should come to mind? And that was really, really interesting to see. Absolutely, yeah. Well, thank you. Well, before I say thank you and then say like, oh, you can continue. It's like, where would people be? What's the best place for people to follow you on? Is it like Instagram, or would it be Facebook? And it would be Instagram. I'm mainly on Instagram. So my name is Catherine, but under Instagram, Mechanical Floral, and then for unrelated to my work, is Brown's the Florist, because I do a lot of marketing there and history. Cool. Similar family business like Boerma, but otherwise. Oh, yeah, thank you very much. Otherwise, I'm just hiding in the flowers. Yeah. No, I'll also put that in the description. Thank you very much. It was really nice to see your work and to talk about it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. Okay. Well, hello everyone at home. You're still there, I think. And if you're not, then please let me know if you are actually still there. And if you want to ask anything, please feel free to do so.
Mike, there are definitely people here.
Oh yeah, there are people there?
Yes. Oh. We have Matkari from Japan.
Oh, hi.
Say hi from Japan. Our work is very beautiful. A little bit different beauty from Japanese flower design.
Yeah, well, so that is actually interesting. Ikebana, the Japanese flower design style, actually is a big inspiration to a lot of European florists, and it is one of the design styles we teach during the IMF. It's not Ikebana, because that's a whole different philosophy and world of design, but form linear is one of the design styles that is taught during the IMF, and that has a lot of inspiration from Ikebana. So the focus would be on forms and on lines and on reduced materials. So then, kind of like with Ikebana, you only have a couple of materials in there, and which should contrast and have interesting relationship into each other. The same would go for form linear. So I think in the 60s, 70s, that's when the linear style really started to happen and pop off and become very popular. So that's all very inspired by Ikebana. Yeah, Angelica.
Yes, and Janet Correro says Solidago Canadensis is its official name. Thank you, Janet.
Thank you very much. Yes, well, Canadensis makes sense because it's from Canada. Well, thank you very much. I'll just take a little sip of water. Angelica, mag ik een beetje water voor jou, alsjeblieft? Je hebt mijn fles uitgepakt. Oh, maar de fles is weg. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Excuse me, everyone.
Yeah, you want water, but you already stole my water.
I already stole it. I just have a memory like a goldfish. So, actually, we do have a school we collaborate with in Japan. It's called EFD, European Floral Design, and it's in Tokyo and in Osaka, and it has like lots and lots of classes all across the country in the different prefectures. So if you would like to get in contact with them, it's EFD in Japan, and we do teach there every now and then. So of course during COVID we haven't done so, but next year maybe we'll be there, so you can find them through us. So we have Jasper Wu and Ethan Wang waiting over here with their works. So they're going to talk a little bit about their amazing work. They came here all the way from Taiwan. So Jasper has this amazing work here, which is your vegetative work that you just did, isn't it?
Yes.
So yes, and yes, where are we standing? Yeah. So and Ethan will be doing a little bit of translating for Jasper. So thank you very much. Yes.
Hi everyone, we come from Taiwan, but I don't have the English. 我需要翻译。故意。OK OK。
I think yeah. Probably between us two microphones, we'll hear Jasper. Yeah.
I'll silent him.
So Jasper, you are a teacher in Taiwan, right? And you do a lot of beautiful demonstrations, make a lot of nice works. Yeah. So how has your educational history been?
你的历史教学历史是什么？
教学历史，我抄现在35年了。
It's been 35 years.
Yes.
然后呢，教学大概20来年的资历，然后遇到很多笨学生，就是你们。
And a lot of his students are watching.
Oh yes.
He's
well,
talking to
hello.
them.
Hello, Jasper students.
And then he's been teaching for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. So this work that you've done in the vegetative design, how was it for you? Do you do a lot of vegetative design normally, or?
你通常有做？等一下啦。
He cannot translate so fast while I'm talking.
He's like, calm down.
It's all good.
你有常常做直射吗？还有教学里面。
做少呢，因为你在阮台湾人拢做饼干，你要叫伊做这，伊得外口看花草的话，对吧？所以你干怎么变中文？你要叫他插直线，他们很懒，他们认为野外的东西漂亮的花很多，所以插直线以前在台湾是不太受欢迎的。今嘛愈来愈侪人可能灰盖鬼插这加开
喝。He said Taiwanese, they don't do this much. If they want to see flowers, they can just go out to this, the nature.
Yes, you have beautiful nature out there. Yeah, you're right. I was really like, when I was there, I was really in love with how everything is growing. Very nice.
Is there any other question?
Oh yes, sorry. Yes.
Okay. That was pretty much it.
That's all right. Well, so and how have you felt these last 15 days have been for you? Did you enjoy it a lot?
你这堂课有上很久了吗？对不对？你觉得怎么样？这15堂课目前？
就是你要讲是话嘛，就是大家人想的介济，然后骹手介慢。
对你自己来讲，不是？
对我自己来讲，靠背啊。非常的有趣。官方的说法就是可以让我见识到很多跟台湾不一样的东西，而且教学方式非常自由，对不对？好假干。
It's interesting for him because he can get to be a student and then watch another teacher to like teach. And it's freer here.
Yeah.
There's a lot more possibilities
here. Yeah. True. Well, that's true. And of the last couple of days, which one would you say you took a lot of the most inspiration from?
Yeah.
为什么？
你要讲台语啊，快点。哪一堂课你觉得最好玩，最有让你灵感爆发？
灵感爆发，我到底上过什么课？我想一下。其实每一堂课都有不同的做法啦，我们这样说对不对？因为这样就是你要说灵感爆发，可能天气的关系，有限的材料，你要灵感爆发，可能时间的关系，不然我会做更多更好玩有趣的。但是如果以整个学习历程来讲，每堂课都还蛮有挑战性的。好烂哦！我怎么会讲中文？
It's quite challenging.
还有他们都不懂中文。
It's quite challenging for him, but then if there's more time,
yes.
which we don't want.
Yeah.
But then he'll do more stuff.
Yeah,
But then pretty much it's fun for him.
Yeah, that's good.
你可以
That's
开
good.
始美化了，然后开始用台语啊，后，所以啊，而且尤其在这个地方，你要说很多材料在台湾是非常非常非常贵的，所以啊，我可以就是使用更多当地的材料，但在台湾用不到，然后你当然就可以发挥很多的创意。
And there are a lot
官
of
方各位，
flowers that's expensive in Taiwan,
Ah,
and
yeah.
we get to use them.
Oh,
And
yeah.
It's really good
Oh,
because
nice.
it costs a lot to buy flowers there.
Wow, thank you very much. ああ、そうですか。ちょっと高いですね。So, when Gregor, what of these days did you think like Gregor brought you something that you really are going to incorporate in your work in the future?
老个课你可以怎么用到你自己身上？
怎么用？
他给你的哪一个部分？
这花材的自由度，还有对于每个对于原始自然生态打破原则的想法，我这样讲会很难。灰宅呢？对啦，花材自由度啦，你当黑白度，袂安尼把卡把手条唧唧歪歪，所以你得爱安怎做安怎做，有绝对的自由是吧？
It's a lot of freedom that Gregor gave us, and it's not. I mean, there's a lot of room for us to like create, and
Sorry, it's all good.
Because Taiwanese tend to like follow the rules too much.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, but then right here, there's different possibilities
Yeah,
and
to
ways.
break the
and then-
rules a
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah. And then the main thing I think from Gregor is just to learn.
Yes.
I mean to create also.
Thank you. Thank you. So Jasper,
Yes.
where, so people, of course, all your students are watching, but there's also some people that maybe don't know you yet. So what would be the best place they can follow your work?
他们要去哪里找你比较快？
Facebook 找我比较快。
Yeah.
I mean, he uses Facebook a lot, but he doesn't post his art. But I think
Yes.
it's online on Pinterest too.
Pinterest, yes, and Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram.
He doesn't really use
Yeah.
Instagram.
Not so much. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
he's,
okay.
He's from the older generation.
我都无讲到家己的口碑啊。
Well, in any case, thank you. Is there anything in particular you would like to share about this work?
这个作品你有特别想要分享什么？
特别想分享什么，就是可以把在春天那么多的花材，那种原生态的方式，自然的表现出来。这在台湾是很难得做到，因为台湾的春天非常短，就是夏天只有台湾的热热该根本靠背，根本死去，所以你也会拿水水的插，今仔水水明仔在哪贵，水插水死，所以你要用台湾的花，你要插个安尼盖贵，所以伫遮呢，你会当用这靠背上的花来拄，哦，真爽。所以呢，我就感觉我们家的花啊，哇，就是看我怎么突然不会讲台语，就那么漂亮的花，在这个季节可以表现这样的状态，我觉得单纯一个爽字。
It's awesome that he gets to use spring flowers because spring is shorter in Taiwan. It's really hot and then wilt fast.
I see.
And then this chance to use spring flowers to do a vegetative design, and it's really great.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much,
饭就太
Jasper.
官方了。ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
次。
はい。そうですね。Suki wa.
Okay, so I am going to probably butcher this name, but Lan Xiaoxun says beautiful about your work.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. You have your microphone
Oh yeah.
already? Yes. Yeah, and I also, yeah. So next up, Ethan will show his work in a little bit. He's just helping Jasper get out of the room.
That's the best.
So, thank you very much. So let's see, we move this a little bit to the back so that they can better see your work. So, thank you very much, Ethan, for coming here to show your work.
Sorry.
No worries, no worries. Oh yeah. Just to pick up the setup.
Yeah, that's my first time.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you're doing great. Thank you
Thank
very much. So, Ethan, you came here all the way from Taiwan,
Yep.
and before that, you've lived in the U.S., right? A little bit, yeah. Could you maybe tell a little bit about your educational journey, how you came here? How did you end up here?
Well, my major in college and grad school is illustration.
Yes.
But that didn't turn out well, and then I got frustrated, and then I need to make money, so then I got into the flower shop.
Yeah.
And then I kind of fell in love with it.
Nice.
Yeah, and then Jasper told me about this class, and I was like, at first I wasn't gonna come.
Yeah.
But then I was gonna buy a car.
Yes. Choices in life.
I was like,
Choices in life.
That's why I enrolled really late.
Transport or knowledge.
Yeah. Knowledge is more important.
So well, eventually, you have a lot of profit from using it in the daily life. So when you worked in the flower shop, was that in the US or was it already in Taiwan?
In Taiwan.
Taiwan.
I wish I did in the States too, but no.
There's always a possibility.
Yeah.
So and you studied with Jasper in particular, or like did you take classes?
His assistant.
Yep.
And I also do weddings and events.
Nice.
All that.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So, and this work that you made, this was from yesterday, right?
Yeah.
It was from the contrast day. Could you maybe tell a little bit about the contrast in your design?
Yeah. What I didn't really think much, and I saw Rebecca was holding a bunch of a bundle of
the wires.
The wires, and I was like, I'm gonna do that.
Cool.
Because it's the heart, and it's also black, and that's why I picked the lighter colors.
Yeah.
To go against the harder metal, pretty much this is metal and what's this?
The tie wraps or zip ties. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so the contrast is like between the dark and the light and the hard and the soft?
Yeah, the hard and soft. And what was the word Gregor said yesterday? Man-made and naturalized.
Yes, exactly. Man-made and natural. Nice. Cool. And you have like the nice proportion of the asymmetrical triangle in your whole piece. So that's lovely to look at. Yeah. So how have you felt these last 15 days were for you?
Well, it helped me a lot because I've been working next to the senior designer or next to Jasper.
Yeah.
But everything is just like fragmented. So that's the main reason I want to come here, because I can have a systematic education, I guess.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. All right. Nice. Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't realize like that your main knowledge comes from assisting. While it's like your work's really great. Like it looks like you have studied before as well. Well, but thank you. So and yes, from these last couple of days, is there like a day in particular that stands out to you? Like this was really inspiring.
Last November.
Yeah.
That lesson was about emotions.
Yes. Yeah.
And never in my life any teacher or even in illustration, like I said last night.
Yes, exactly.
No other teacher ever talked about emotion and expression.
Yes. Yeah.
And that was really important for me, because the reason why I don't paint that much now is because it's all theories and technical skills. And I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I cannot see myself in my work. But then when Gregor was talking about that specific topic, then it really, something clicked in my head.
Yeah. That is really nice. Yeah. We were indeed talking a little bit about that in the car last night. That we had the subject emotions, and then it's like, okay, so this work, what kind of feeling should this work give? Should it be like romantic, or should it be like, well, it could even be sadness. I mean, it could be any of these things. So yeah, that is cool. There's a different way to start thinking about it. Like earlier we were talking about what's the starting point of a design. It could be, like we did yesterday, it could be contrast. Like what's the impact of the contrast going to be, or what's the impact of the emotion going to be, or simply walking through the design schema is also a possibility. And which is the technical thing that you said, because it is interesting that sometimes people focus too much just on technique, and flowers are really, you give someone flowers as a gift, and it gives them already a feeling. So you can really accentuate that in that way. So that is nice. Yeah. So, thank you for that. And next week, exams are coming up. How do you feel? Is the journey going smoothly in preparing you for that, or how do you feel about that?
Everything but land names, but I'm working on it.
Yes.
I'm working on it.
I saw you. You have all the pictures with the botanical names. It's really good. Yeah, really nice. So, lastly, I would just like to ask, like, if people want to follow you along, where could they follow you along? Would that be Instagram, or would that? What's a good place that people can find you?
My flower page is
How's Miki?
Miki.
Yes.
Miki, it means the tree trunk.
Ah, okay.
Tree trunk in Japanese.
Yes.
Jasper told me that, and then I heard that name. I was like, I have to use it because it's where all the possibilities and all of that can grow and can come out of that.
Yeah, nice. Well, that is a cool way to start your name. Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate you taking the time. And then, how is your vegetative design going?
Not well, but that's like kind of like weakest subject, but then
it is surprisingly hard.
Yeah.
Right?
It's not as easy because we tend to do like just like Harianto said.
Yeah.
We have our habits.
Yes.
And then we'll be doing commercial work instead of vegetative.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and that was what I really enjoyed looking at these works that Gregor made, because they are vegetative. Yeah. But I do see all the commercial appliances, applications to it, and especially using the movement and stuff like that. Oh, sorry. In the meantime, I think Angelica has a question for us, but
not a question, but Irene Liu says, "Oh my God, I love this one," and Taiwan is giving you thumbs up.
Oh, nice. That's when you from the Boerma Instituut, Taiwan. Yeah. Thank you very much. Well, so thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And then I would say good luck with the rest of the vegetative work. And I'm curious to see how that goes. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. All right. So, hello everyone at home.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for joining in with us and sticking with us for all this time, listening to the stories of the students. I hope it has been interesting for you thus far. I'm not sure if we have anyone else lined up. Sorry? Felicia is still coming. We still have someone that would like to show you their work. So if you stick around for a little bit longer, we'll see Felicia Nistor's work, who is from here, actually. And she studied with us for the level 1 and the level 2. But we'll talk all about that later on. In the meantime, I take another sip of my water.
And Mike, maybe you can tell me how you're experiencing this part of the IMF.
Yeah, so I was in the last round of IMF, which finished last year in March. So what was that? Then time is like totally
all scrambled, but it doesn't matter.
So it was like 2021 that we started with the first IMF course, and it was a really interesting experience. And it was still very much the whole COVID situation. Or sorry, I'm not allowed to say that on YouTube. But anyway, the whole situation was still in full force. So it was not easy for everyone to come over, but borders were kind of opening up a little bit. So we were able to be in the class with 15 of us, and it was a really interesting experience. I learned so much. So many subjects that we could learn from, and I was very lucky that I was able to talk with Gregor and that together with my mother and Gregor, and see which kind of subjects we would deem interesting and important to study during the mastership program. And what's the nice thing was that, of course, I participated in the exam. It's a great learning experience. And now that it's happening for the second time, we had another meeting about what is important. Do we want to change things? Do we want to fine-tune things? So we did change some of the subjects, and we did make some of the subjects repeat a little bit more. So every time, so since this is the second time, we're still also learning of what we can do and what we can change. So the next time it will be fine-tuned a little bit more again. And now I am more just in the background, observing, just slightly helping out. I have a little bit of a issue with my shoulder, so I'm not able to do really a lot of work, but I'm doing more video and like just listening still to the lectures. I'm still at the lectures and then walking around, talking with the people in the course, and that's a very interesting way to experience it. Yeah. So basically,
nice. Thank you.
So I did learn a lot, and I'm still learning a lot more. I think we didn't have vegetative design as a subject last time, but I really enjoyed that as well. Because like I was talking about with Gregor earlier, about how with the Dutch garden style you do take vegetative elements and apply them to a decorative style, and that really helps me look at the work a little bit different, like the one we were showing before. I really liked how the fritillaria is moving and the movement of all these flowers, so that is interesting. Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. I am also enjoying it a lot, helping other people with, everything that they need.
Yeah.
And I just heard that Ethan was the last one.
Oh,
so
okay, so Felicia's
not.
Okay, well, anyway. So, I'm sorry for trying to lure you in for another presentation, which is not happening. But then I think it's time to finish the live stream. I would like to thank everyone very much for joining in and having a look with us and seeing all the people and looking at their works. So if you enjoyed this live stream and you would like to see more of it, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. There should be a little button over there at the bottom that says subscribe, and then you can see whenever and there's also a bell button which you have to press. It's very complicated, but anyway, you press the bell button and then you get a notification every time we have a new live stream or when we upload a new video, because we do have a live stream every other week, though I do believe next time we do not. Sinsin, is that correct? For 3 weeks we don't have a live stream, but then after that, in 4 weeks, we will have the next live stream again. So you are very welcome to tune in by then. And yeah, we do upload regularly. And if you would like to follow us along on other platforms, you can check out the Boerma Instituut Flower School Instagram. We upload there regularly. On my personal Instagram, I do upload more regularly nowadays with more video. And then, of course, you can follow Gregor Lersch along on his Instagram, where he does postings every day, stories and posts. Yes, Angelica.
Yes, I am going to end with a very beautiful sentence from Taiwan, saying thank you so much for the whole Boerma team to support all Taiwanese members there. This is really an amazing course arrangement, and see you and Jacqueline next month in Taiwan.
Yes, thank you very much. See you next time. So, everyone, thank you very much for joining in, and we're going to do a little round and wave goodbye like we always do. So, thank you very much, and hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.